Welcome to Yoga Glady from the Attic Yoga Space. So this is the second part of Yoga for Beginners, and you might need to have a cushion or something to sit on, or and have a strap. It can be a scarf or a belt or a dressing gown belt or something like that. Anything long and thin that you can hold on to. So we're going to start lying down today, and you might just move your cushion to one side. Have your belt handy. So we're going to lie down onto our backs, like that. And then just let your feet fall out to the sides of the mat. If you've got any lower back issues, you might prefer to bend your knees. So we're coming into this lovely posture called Shavasana, which means the corpse pose. And we're just allowing the weight of the body to completely surrender to the earth. So feel the weight of your bones. Feel your body heavy on the ground, heavy and relaxed. And now bring your awareness to your breath and notice the sensation of breath around the base of the nose and inside the nostrils, and start to bring your breath deeper into the lower lobes of the lungs. So that as you inhale, you feel your belly rising. And as you exhale, there's a sense of release and of letting go, your body becoming even more heavy and more relaxed. Good, and then from here, just bringing your awareness into your fingertips and your toes and starting to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes, and then bringing your knees in towards your chest, hugging them in, taking the hands around the shins and just circling your knees around your sacrum so that you're massaging your lower back, circling one way and then the other way. Good, and then bringing your feet flat down onto the ground. And then bringing your right knee in towards your chest and taking your hands around the shins. So this posture is known as Apanasana. If you've got any lower back issues, keep your left leg bent. Otherwise, you can slide your left leg away and reach into the left heel. Hug that right knee towards the chest. And then take your belt around the ball of your right foot and then extend the right leg up. Soften the shoulders down, keep the back of your neck nice and long. You're holding the belt about 6 inches away from the foot. If that leg doesn't want to straighten, you can always have a bend in the knee. And you're kind of pushing the foot into the belt and then drawing the belt down at the same time. Shoulders stay on the ground. So you're gently opening up the back of your right leg, stretching out your calf and your hamstrings. Good, and then bringing both sides of the belt into your right hand and bringing the left hand to the top of the left thigh. So you're going to hold your left buttock down on the ground as you draw the right leg over to the right. And don't worry, the leg doesn't have to come all the way down to the ground, but the left buttock does need to stay on the ground. And then you're turning to look towards over the left shoulder. So you're lengthening your right inner thigh, staying with a calm and steady flow of breath. And then inhaling the right leg back through to centre. Stretch it out a little bit more. And then bend the knee. And bring the hands around the shin. Hug that right knee in. And then let's take the left hand to the outside of the right knee. And then draw the right knee over to the left. And soften the right shoulder down to the ground. Good. And then inhale back through to centre. And place your right foot flat onto the ground. Lift up your left leg. Take the hands around the shin. Hug the left knee in. Maybe the right foot staying on the ground like that, or maybe you're sliding the right leg away. And then you're taking your belt, your scarf around the ball of your left foot and extending the left leg up. So you're kind of pushing the foot into the belt and then resisting at the same time, and softening the shoulders down, lengthening the back of the neck. Softening the forehead, the face, the jaw. And then taking both sides of the belt into your left hand and bringing the right hand to the top of the right thigh, and then drawing that left leg over to the left and turning to look to the right. And think about really lengthening that left inner thigh and holding the right buttock down with your right hand. Stay with a calm and steady flow of breath. And then inhale that left leg back through to centre. Stretch it out a little bit more. And then bend the knee and move the belt. and hug the knee in. Take the right hand to the outside of the left knee, extend the left arm out to the side, and then draw your left knee over to the right and try to really soften the left shoulder to the ground so you get this nice rotation through the spine. Good, and then inhale back through to center. Now we're going to make our way up to sitting. So there's two ways of coming up to sitting. You can either hug your knees in and then start to rock and roll along your spine like that and then come up to sitting, or you can roll onto one side and use your hands to help you come up. So make sure that whatever you do, you're doing gently and lovingly. And then come to sitting in Sukhasana. You might like to sit onto a cushion or just sit straight down onto the ground. So this is Sukhasana, the comfortable seated position. And we're going to lift the shoulders up to the ears and then roll them back and down. Do that a couple of times so that you can broaden across the chest. Good, and then bring your hands together, centering yourself, uniting right and left hand, side of the body and the brain. Bringing your breath into the heart space, bringing the breath into the back of the heart. And then inhaling the arms up. And as you exhale, take your elbows wide, spread the fingers, glide the shoulder blades down the back, feel into the space around the body, and then bring the hands back together. Inhale them up, exhale them wide and down. Bring the hands together, inhaling them up, exhaling them wide and down. And then just drop the hands down to the ground and slide your right hand away as you reach up with the left arm. Lengthening and opening that left hand side of the body. And then come back through to center, left hands down, right arm reaching up. Come back through to center. Let's bring the hands onto the knees and keep the spine nice and long, and then just start to circle. So feel your sit bones grounding down to the earth. It's almost like you're circling around your belly, and then circle the other way. And then come back through to center. Let's reach the arms forward, circle the wrists. Bring that movement into your elbow joints. So this is just to keep the joints nice and healthy, lubricated. Bring the hands onto the shoulders, thumbs back, fingers forward, circle the shoulders, elbows forward and up. Exhale back and down. So you're moving in time with your breath. One circle of your arms is one breath cycle. Good, and then let's bring the hands down onto the ground and come into a forward fold. So as you inhale, you're lengthening the spine. As you exhale, the heart moves forward. It doesn't matter how deep you come into the pose. You might just rest onto your hands and be here, or your hands might reach all the way forward and the head comes down to the ground. So just be wherever you are in the pose. Good. And then walk the hands gently in towards you, and then from here we're going to transition, coming onto all fours, coming onto the hands and the knees and spreading the fingers nice and wide, and then circling shoulders around wrists, hips around knees. So now we're feeling into the shoulders and the hips and just noticing how the hips are feeling today. Good. And then circling the other way. And then coming back through to center and breathing in, lifting your heart, lifting your tailbone, looking forwards. And then as you breathe out, draw the navel back, drop the chin to the chest, lift up the space at the back of the heart. Inhale as you extend the spine, looking forwards. Exhale, arch back. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, and then come back through to center. Take your knees wide, bring the big toes together, sink your bum onto your heels, and then reach the arms forward, melting the heart down to the ground. So this is called a child's pose or balasana. And it's a great one for broadening across the sacrum, lengthening the spine, and it just allows the nervous system to come into a place of homeostasis, deep relaxation. Good, and then from here, let's come up and come onto the hands and the knees again. And then we're going to come into a puppy dog pose. So the knees are under the hips, and then we're padding the hands forward and then resting the forehead to the ground. Opening the armpits nice and wide, drawing the navel towards the spine. And then again, bringing your breath into the back body. Good, and then from here, walking your hands in towards you, and then sinking your bum down onto your heels. So if that's not comfortable for you, you can always put your cushion onto your calves. And if that's still not comfortable, sit in Sukhasana with your legs crossed. Bring the hands together, draw the thumbs in towards the breastbone. Draw the navel back, root the sacrum downwards, interlace the fingers, push the hands away. Press the fingers into the backs of the hands and draw the arm bones into their sockets. And then reach the arms up. And draw the chest away from the pelvis. Pressing the fingers into the backs of the hands. And then take the arms wide. Bring the hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift the chest, gently squeeze the shoulder blades in. Keep bringing your awareness back to the breath. Feel the breath in the back of the throat. You might be able to hear the sound of your breath. Good, and then release the hands and bring the hands down to the ground and just come onto your hands and your knees again. You might shake out your feet, tuck the toes, spreading fingers nice and wide and then lifting your hips and coming right up onto the balls of the feet with your knees bent and then drawing one heel down to the ground and then the other down to the ground. Bending one leg as you straighten the other, so you're walking out your dog pose. And you might notice a sensation of your abdominal organs dropping down towards the diaphragm, creating more space in your belly. If you've just had a big meal, you might be able to feel your food, which is why it's not recommended to eat for at least 90 minutes before your yoga practice. Good, and then from here we're just going to walk the hands in towards the feet, drop the heels down, bend your knees quite a lot, and then catch hold of your elbows, bring your hands to the elbows, bring the thumbs to the inner creases of the elbows, and then allow the weight of your body to cascade down over the legs, and just make sure that all four corners of the feet are connecting down evenly. So here we are in Uttanasana, a forward fold. Inhale as you lengthen, exhale, just allow yourself to fold in a little bit more. And you might straighten your legs, but only do that if your back's fine and if your hamstrings are open. Good, and then press down into your feet, release the elbows, and then slowly come up to standing. So you're stacking one vertebrae onto another, coming all the way up, bone by bone, until you arrive on your feet in Tadasana. Let's lift the shoulders up, roll them back and down. Do that again, inhale them up, exhale them back and down, and then turn your palms to face forward, broaden across the collarbones. Bring your awareness to your breath. Feel your body being breathed. Notice your body in space. So this is Tadasana, the mountain pose. And then let's bring the hands together and we're going to flow through Surya Namaskar, the sun salutation. So we'll just do one, but this time we're going to bring some warrior postures into the sequence. So if you stand at the front of your mat with your feet about hip width apart, hands in Anjali Mudra, breathing in through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and then inhale through the nose. And this time, exhale through the nose. So you can feel the breath in the back of the throat. Inhaling nose. Exhaling nose. And the inhalation and exhalation are of equal length. Inhaling nose. Exhaling nose. Inhale, the arms sweep up. As you exhale, take the arms wide and fold forward, leading with your heart. It's like a gesture of humility. Bring the hands onto the shins and lift your chest. You might need to bend your knees. Exhale, bend your knees now, plant your hands down, step your right foot and your left foot back and come into a plank pose. Your body's in a lovely long line. Now draw your front thighs towards the back thighs, draw the navel towards the spine, and then lift up that space at the back of the heart and see if you can feel a line of energy from the crown of the head to the space between the heels. Breathe in, and then as you breathe out, come down onto your knees and lower all the way down to the ground. And now we're going to bring the hands under the shoulders so that you're hugging your elbows to the sides of the body. And then if you look at your hands, your fingertips line up with the tops of the shoulders. Inhale and have a sense of pulling your hands towards your feet as you lift the heart and chest forward and up. So you feel your back muscles working here. And then exhale, lower down. It's like a wave. So we're moving with the breath. Let's do that again. Inhaling, coming up. And then exhaling down. And now we're going to do that again, but just hovering the hands about an inch away from the mat. Inhaling, coming up, so you feel the traction in the lower back. And then exhaling, lowering down. Press down into your hands, tuck your toes, lift up the hips, spread out your fingers, spread out the webs between your fingers so that your hands are like feet in your down dog pose. Okay, so here we are in down dog. And we're finding a sense of balance where the weight of the body is evenly distributed through the hands and the feet. It's like you've got 4 feet. You might like to give your head a little shake or a nod. You're looking back between the knees or towards the back of the mat. You're opening the armpits wide and then reaching into the heels. But don't worry if your heels don't come all the way down to the ground. So you can always have a bend in your knees if your hamstrings are a little bit tight. So looking towards your feet, cup your left heel in. So that left foot's about 45 degrees. And then step your right foot between your hands. So if you're really new to yoga, you're an absolute beginner, you might want to take your right hand to your right ankle and then guide that right foot forward and step it forward. And then you're going to drop the back heel down. And then from a nice solid foundation, rise up into a warrior 1 pose. So the thumbs face back, palms face in. You're really anchoring through the outer edge of your back foot. And then if you check the alignment of your right knee, the right knee is stacked exactly over the right heel. And now you're drawing the right shoulder back and the right hip back, the left shoulder forward and the left hip forward. Good. Let's take the arms wide. Bring the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, draw the knuckles down towards the ground. So you're squeezing the shoulder blades in so that you can broaden across the chest and the collarbones. Beautiful. And then release the hands. Just let the arms float up again. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down towards the ground. Frame your right foot. And then step your right foot back so that you come back into that plank pose. And drop down onto your knees. And then lower your whole body all the way down to the ground. So you're coming onto your belly. Now we're going to take the hands out to the sides. Fingertips still line up with the tops of the shoulders, but the hands are coming wider. And you're pressing down into the fingertips and then inhaling up on the fingertips. And exhaling down. And let's do that a couple more times. So it's like a wave. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And one more time. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Tuck your toes, lift up your hips, and then make your way back into down dog pose. So it's almost like you're pushing the mat away with your hands and your feet. Look towards your feet. This time we're going to cup the right heel in and step the left foot forward. And again, you can grab your ankle to give yourself a bit more support. And then rise up from a nice solid foundation. Thumbs back, palms in. And then start to draw that right hip forward, right shoulder forward, left hip back, left shoulder back. And draw your chest away from the pelvis. Feel that beautiful length through the spine. And then let's take the arms wide and bring the hands behind the back. If you interlace your fingers and then undo them and do them up the unusual way. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, draw the knuckles down. So this is a warrior 1 pose. Virabhadrasana, it's called.
And you can feel the qualities of the warrior in this stance. Good. Let's release the hands and let the arms float up. Warrior one. As you exhale, bring your hands down, frame your left foot. Step your right foot forward, lift up your chest, and then exhale and fold in towards the legs. You might need to bend the knees. Press down into the feet. Let's take the arms wide out to the sides, and then reach them all the way up, and then bring the hands back to the heart. And just take a moment now, maybe closing your eyes and scanning through your body and noticing the effects of Surya Namaskar, the sun salutation. You might notice your heart beating a little bit faster. Okay, let's step the right foot forward and the left foot back. We're going to take Trikonasana, the triangle pose. Open up through your arms, reach right into your fingertips. Let's lift up and spread the toes and notice how that activates the muscles in the legs. And then place the toes down, turn the right palm up, reach up and bring the left hand down the back of the left leg. Come back through to center and then reach and lengthen and let your right hand drop down onto the right leg and reach up with the left arm. Feel your body in space, feel the space around your body. Stay really grounded through the feet and then reach into the top arm coming up. Swivel on your heels, turn the left toes out. Let's just lift up, spread the toes, activate the legs, place the toes down, turn left palm up, reach up, bring the right hand down the back of the right leg. Then come back through to center, reach, lengthen and let the left hand drop down onto the left leg. So it doesn't matter where the hand comes to, but we're trying to draw that right shoulder and the right hip up and back. Good, and then reaching into the top arm, coming up, releasing the arm. Let's turn the feet now. Draw the toes in, so the outer edges of both feet are parallel. And then bring the hands onto the waist. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, leading with your heart, coming forward. So we're coming into Prasarita Padottanasana, a wide-legged forward fold. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen. And then as you exhale, continue to fold in. And you might walk your hands back so that fingertips line up with the toes. Forearms are parallel. And then the crown of the head moves down towards the ground on each exhalation. Good, and then walking the hands forward. Bringing the hands to the waist. Pressing down into your feet and inhaling all the way up. Good. And then just heel toe your feet in. Bring your feet to about hip width apart. Drop the weight into your left foot. Bend your left knee. And then take your right ankle over your left thigh. Bring the hands together. It might be that you fix your gaze to a still point and you're going to stay here. You're drawing the right knee down. Right foot's flexed. Or you might look down towards the ground and then fold in a little bit more. Maybe bringing your fingertips all the way down. So you'll probably feel a nice stretch in your right buttock. You might feel it somewhere else. We're all different. Then bring the hands together. Coming up. Place the right foot down to the ground. Drop the weight into your right foot. Bend the knee. Take the left ankle over. Bring the hands to the heart. Fix your gaze to a still point. Slowly moving down. You can be wherever you are in the pose and maybe bringing fingertips to the ground. Good, and then bringing the hands together. Inhaling up. Left foot comes down. And then just take your feet out to the sides. Toes out, heels in. Bring the hands together. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees. Come down into a squat. Don't worry, we're not going to hold this for too long. And then bring the hands behind you and sit down. Slide your right leg away and then bring the sole of your left foot in. Turn so that you're facing out over your right leg and then reach the arms up and reach your heart towards your foot. Good. Inhale to lengthen, exhale folding in. So you want the shoulders to be level, parallel to the ground. If you can't reach your foot, use your belt. Take that around the ball of your foot. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, folding in. Good, and then inhale, coming up. And let's lift up the left knee. Take the left foot over the right thigh and then wrap your right arm around your left knee and take the left hand behind you. If you find that you feel a bit wonky or you can't get both of your sit bones to the ground, sit onto a cushion and then we're spiraling over to the left. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to turn. Okay, then come back through to centre, and if you lift up your left leg, slide it out to the side, bring the sole of your right foot in, Janu Sirsasana on the other side, so you could use your belts. Take the belt around the ball of your foot, inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold in, or if you can easily reach your foot, keep the foot flexed, toes and knee face up, and then fold in. And again, let the breath guide you there into the pose. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, heart moves forward. Good, and then inhale, coming up. And just bring your right hand to your right knee, lift up your right knee, take your right foot over the left thigh. Take the left arm around your right knee, right hand supports you from behind. Both sit bones are even on the ground. Inhale as you lengthen, exhale as you turn. Come back through to centre. And let's bring the soles of the feet together. Lean into the hands for Baddha Konasana. Lift the heart, lengthen upwards, lengthen the inner thighs. And then take the hands around the feet. And then start to fold forward. So gravity takes you into this forward fold. Inhale, coming up. Bring your hands onto your knees, lift up your legs. And then from here, you just press your feet down onto the ground, reach the arms forward, and then slowly lower your body down. So you come onto your back, and then just bring your heels behind your sit bones, so you can tickle the backs of your heels. Take a breath in through your nose. As you breathe out, press down into your feet, lift the tailbone, start to lift up through the spine, and then take your hands underneath you. Tuck your shoulders under your chest. Don't let the knees come too wide. Keep the back of your neck nice and long, and then start to draw the knees away from the body and the chest towards the chin as you lift up the pelvis in Setu Bandhasana or bridge pose. Good, and then release the hands and slowly lower down. Good. And then bring your knees into your chest. Take your arms wide out to the sides. Drop both of your knees over to the right, turning to look to the left. Inhale the knees up to centre. Drop both of your knees over to the left, turning to look to the right. Inhale back through to centre. And then release the legs, release the arms. Coming back into Shavasana, the corpse pose, the most important posture of them all. So this is the practice of deep rest, of relaxation and of letting go. Feel the weight of your body surrendering to the earth. Take a breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. Completely release and relax all the muscles in your feet. Your heels, your ankles, calves and shins. Fronts and backs of knees, fronts and backs of thighs. Soften your buttocks. Release the lower back, middle back and upper back. Let your shoulders roll downwards and outwards. Tops of the arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, fingers, fingertips. Back of the neck, back of the head, crown of the head, forehead. Soften the eyes under their lids, cheeks, ears, nose, mouth, tongue, chin, jaw, throat, chest, navel and abdomen. The whole body completely relaxed. Feel the breath Feel your body being breathed. Feel the curve of the inhalation, the curve of the exhalation, and feel the way in which the breath touches you on the inside. Feeling deeply relaxed, feeling awake, feeling ready for the rest of your day, starting to deepen the breath, breathing into fingertips, breathing into toes, and then bring a little bit of movement into the hands and the feet, stretching out the arms and the legs. Maybe reaching your arms up and over your head, have a good stretch, and then bring your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins, give yourself a good hug. Roll onto one side, let your head be heavy and relaxed. Press down into your hands and then use your arms to help you come all the way up to a comfortable seated position. Bring the left hand to the heart, bring the right hand to the belly. Breathe into your heart space. Breathe out from there. And then bring your breath all the way down into the lower belly. And breathe out. And then bring your right hand to meet your left hand in the gesture of love and gratitude. Inhaling love. Exhaling gratitude. And then lifting your heart to your hands and bowing to the wisdom deep within yourself. Thank you for sharing this practice. Have a beautiful day.